Hashtag Trending is made possible by the generous support of Zoho Canada, a unique and powerful software suite to transform the way you work. Designed for businesses of all sizes, built by a company that values your privacy. Visit them at zoho.com. Google faces an embarrassing retreat on its new AI search overviews. Cloud storage provider Snowflake pushes back against speculation that breaches from Ticketmaster and another international bank are linked to a breach in their security. Small nuclear reactors may have a large cost, and a frustrated victim strikes back to break up a multi-million-dollar theft ring using Apple AirTags. These stories and more on the If You Can't Do the Time, Don't Do the Crime edition of Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Google has been forced to pull back on its new AI-powered overviews feature from most search results after they generated a storm of ridiculous and often blatantly wrong information summaries. It's reported that AI summaries have largely vanished from search results that previously displayed them prominently. Liz Reed, Google's new head of search, admitted in a blog post that they've implemented triggering refinements to dramatically limit when the AI overviews appear while they work on improving accuracy. When CEO Sundar Pichai unveiled AI overviews just last month, the idea was to provide quick, informative blurbs on top of regular search pages for common queries. But it wasn't long before users discovered that the AI confidently was dishing out nonsensical advice, like suggesting people put glue on pizza or eat rocks for nutrients. Some of these misstatements can be viewed as hallucinations, but in many cases, the fact was Google's AI just couldn't distinguish between satire and humor and practicality in advice. While the media focus was on the bloopers that went viral, others, such as Fast Company's Harry McCracken, noted that even the non-controversial results just didn't feel radically different than the snippets that have long appeared at the top of many Google results pages. It was meant to be a blockbuster AI upgrade, but the glaring mistakes forced a serious rethink and yet another retreat for Google. For most searches, AI overviews are now missing in action as Google engineers try to fix the unreliable technology before any further misinformation demolishes trust in their flagship product, which is used by billions worldwide. Frankly, many content providers may be breathing a sigh of relief on this. If Google had succeeded with this launch, it may have resulted in far fewer visits to the original websites that provided the content. And although Google's AI is not ready for prime time yet, this is just a temporary reprieve. This will be back in some form. Snowflake, a cloud computing and storage as a service company, is pushing back against reports that breaches at Ticketmaster and Santander Bank stemmed from a vulnerability in their products. In a blog post, Snowflake's chief information security officer stated, quote, "We have no evidence suggesting this activity was caused by any vulnerability, misconfiguration, or breach of Snowflake's products." The company did acknowledge finding signs that a former employee's demo account was accessed by the threat actor behind the incidents. Snowflake says this demo account contained no sensitive data and was not connected to its production systems. In any event, hackers are attempting to sell what they claim is confidential data belonging to millions of customers to the Spanish banking giant Santander. The bank has 200,000 employees globally, including 20,000 in the UK alone. Santander confirmed a data breach, but did not verify the hackers' claims about the scale. In a statement, Santander said customer data was accessed for its operations in Chile, Spain, and Uruguay, as well as information on all current and former employees. The cybercrime gang Shiny Hunters, the same group that claimed responsibility for recently hacking Ticketmaster, posted an ad on the dark web alleging it has obtained over 30 million people's bank account details, 6 million account numbers and balances, and 28 million credit cards, as well as human resources data from Santander. Researchers at Hudson Rock claim that the perpetrators stole Snowflake employee credentials to gain access to around 400 corporate customers. And while Snowflake has acknowledged unauthorized access to a small number of accounts via a former employee's demo login, it denies any vulnerability in its core product enabled the breaches. It's not just a question of allocating blame in this. It's a question of whether this is just the start of a much bigger supply chain hack where many other companies' data could also be at risk. And as Snowflake prepares for its annual customer conference next week, the vendor is working to reassure clients that there are no vulnerabilities in its core data cloud product. Small modular nuclear reactor technology has been seen as a possibly safer and more manageable solution to our growing power needs. Microsoft announced that it was looking at these for at least part of the solution to the growing need for power for its cloud data centers. It's estimated that with the demands of AI and cloud computing, cloud data center power usage could double by the end of the decade. And small modular nuclear reactor technology has been seen as a possibly safer and manageable solution to part of this problem. But a new report by the Institute for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis argues these miniature nuclear plants are still too expensive, too slow to build, and too risky to be a viable solution for meeting growing energy demands. According to the report, every single small modular reactor built so far has blown past its initial cost estimates, often by staggering amounts. Construction timelines have been grossly underestimated too, with projects taking up to 3 times longer than planned. But even putting aside the potential safety concerns with an unproven technology, the report argues the ballooning expenses make small nuclear reactors an unsound investment compared to rapidly deployable renewable sources like wind and solar. The report states the dollars invested in SMRs will not be available for building out wind, solar, and battery storage resource bases. These lower-cost technologies are available today and can push the transition from fossil fuels forward significantly in the coming 10 years. As the world races to expand clean energy, proponents claim that these diminutive nuclear plants could play a role, but the report suggests they may remain a risky and inefficient pipe dream, at least for now. And a carpenter in Virginia had his tools stolen not once, but twice from his van by thieves. Fed up, he decided to get creative and slipped some Apple AirTags into his remaining tools in case the criminals struck again. And strike they did. And with a little driving around, he was able to track the stolen gear to a storage unit using the AirTags. He called the police, who got a search warrant, and entered the storage unit. And what the police uncovered was far more than just his tools. They found a staggering 15,000 other stolen tools worth millions of dollars taken from local businesses, homes, and construction sites across the region by an organized theft ring. Howard County Police Chief Gregory Durr called it one of the largest theft cases not only in Howard County, but in the region. Piles upon piles of stolen construction equipment filled 12 different storage locations. Everything from saws and drills to generators and air compressors. And while no arrests have been made, Durr said, "We are investigating several suspects for their roles in this massive theft scheme and expect charges soon." Police have identified 80 victims so far, but believe there could be thousands more. And they've set up online forums for potential victims to claim stolen property by providing details like serial numbers or identifying marks. So one person and a little technology can make a big difference. And that's it for today's show. Remember, you can get us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on YouTube in both audio and video format. Show notes are at technewsday.com or .ca. Take your pick. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a magnificent Monday.